Realistically, then you get your data from your ad sales, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have data on performance from our servers, from you know, our header bidder solution. We work with SpringServe and Publica. And what we've been starting to kind of be smart on is we started to we stopped spending on social, because social for us can be problematic, as I'm sure folks know. We have a lot of hate speech when we just post a general marketing ad for Reverie on places like Facebook or Google, which we're always trying to figure out the algorithm, but that's a whole other panel.
But let's stick to data.
But data, going back to data. So we're taking seats on the DSPs, right?
Yes.
And we're now able to, and we're spending our money there on the DSPs to market ourselves, and then via that, matching it with the data that we can find, or that we do have access to as a distributor, we can now kind of see some correlation and some patterning on how to better program and super serve our audience.
Okay, so you're not necessarily data poor, you just don't get some of the data you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, 'cause, you know,
totally, yes. Obviously, we always want more data.
Jeff, what about you in terms of the data? A little bit different environment, don't you have?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of data that we would love to have that is very actionable. You know, we'd love to know when somebody buys our movie on iTunes so that we can market against that and have that as a conversion event and that sort of thing. But again, for us, our relationship is with the human being on the other end who's actually watching. And so what we work really hard to do is to figure out ways to make it fun to collect data from them directly, right? And so, you know, it's easy to say, you know, one of our thesis, one of the advantages we think a company owned by a large, passionate group of fans has is harnessing the wisdom of the crowd to make decisions, right? And so it's really easy to say, oh, like, let's send everybody a survey, right? And let's ask them their opinion on this and ask them their opinion on that. And so we do quite a bit of that, but at the end of the day, like, filling out surveys is not inherently fun. Like, I get prompted to fill out a survey every time I have an interaction on a website, and I never do it because it's not fun. But instead, you know, so we'll try and gamify it. The best example is we go to film festivals to pick up and acquire films and partner with films. And, you know, so we created a game called Film Scout that allows our community from around the world to help us evaluate all of the films that are playing at that festival so we can get an idea of what people are looking for. But like I said, we made it a game. It's inherently kind of gamified, and you get evaluated as a film scout at how good a job you do of predicting how the films are going to perform. Right, so we're asking you not just what do you think, which of these films is most interesting, but what do you predict of all these films is going to do the best? And that second part, because we can grade it, it becomes a game. We can release a leaderboard at the end of the festival that tells you how you stood up against everybody else that's playing, including the professional, you know, people that literally are scouts for a living. Yeah. The top 5% get invited to our Elite Scout program, where then when we've got a screener or we've got a decision to make, we now have identified a subset of our audience that has a demonstrated ability to predict what a larger audience will think. And so we bring them into the process when we're making decisions, so it's not just myself and the other executives in the company, but we can bring the community in.
Okay.